Hello everyone, this is Abhishek Singh, Assistant Professor at Engineering College Baswada, Rajasthan. So welcome to our channel, The Techie Faculties. Here I will be discussing basic electrical subject under the initiative Let's Bridge the Gap. Okay, in last lecture we have discussed some basic circuit elements. Now today we will discuss some basic laws which will apply while solving the circuit. Okay, so when we talk about the basic law, the first law which comes in our mind is the very basic Ohm's law. Okay, so we'll start with the Ohm's law only. So the first law we're going to discuss your Ohm's law. So what Ohm's law states? Ohm's law states that the voltage across a conductor or a resistor is proportional to the current flowing into the element. Okay. Voltage across a resistor is proportional to current flowing in it. Okay, means this V is proportional to I, and Ohm's given the constant of proportionality, that is V is equal to Ri. This R is the resistance. Okay, so resistance has the ability to resist the flow of current. So it has ability to resist flow of current. Okay. So let's talk about some sign convention. So if we have an element here and the voltage polarity is like this V, and if current is entering in I and resistance of the element is R, then the voltage across the element will write it as V is equal to IR if current flowing from higher potential to lower potential. But if current is flowing from lower potential to higher potential like this, then the voltage V will be equal to minus IR. Okay, ये हम ध्यान रखेंगे. ठीक है. Okay, so this is the very basic law, that is Ohm's law. So next we will discuss another basic law, that is Kirchhoff law. Okay. First we will discuss the Kirchhoff's first law, that is Kirchhoff current law. Okay. This is KCL. So what is Kirchhoff current law? The algebraic sum of a current, it states that the algebraic sum of the current at a node algebraic sum of the current at a node will be equal to 0. Equal to 0. Okay, it means you can represent it like n is equal to 1 to n I n is equal to 0, where this capital N is branch, number of branch connected to that node. Okay, so in other words, we can also define it as the sum of current leaving the node will be equal to sum of current entering a node. Like if we have a node here, there is a current, let's say this in this direction I1, and the current in this direction I2, this direction there is I3, I4. So according to KCL, incoming current, the algebraic sum of current at a particular node will be 0, means I1 plus I4 is equal to I2 plus I3. So in other words, we can say that the algebraic sum of current entering at the node will be equal to sum of current leaving the node. Okay, and this KCL is based on algebraic sum of current at a node is 0, that means sum of charge, the charge at the node is conserved. So it based on law of conservation of charge. Law of conservation of charge. Okay, so let's say if we have a current source in parallel, like this, if we have a current source here I1, and in parallel we have another current source, let's say I2, okay, and there is another current source, let's say I3. Okay. So we can convert this into an equivalent current source, which is the sum of all this current source I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, I1 plus I2 plus I3, depending upon the direction of the arrow. If arrow is downwards, then we can subtract it. But if the current sources are in series with different value, like this one is I1, this one is I2, it is not possible. It is violating the KCL. So series connection of current source is only possible if the value of current sources are same. Okay, otherwise it is violating the KCL. Okay, let's take an example. A very simple example we'll take. Okay, let's take this. We have a current source here with the value 0.5 I0, a resistance is here, the value 4 ohm, and the voltage across it is V0. Here is the current source, that is 3 ampere. Okay, and the current in this branch is I0. Now we have to find I0 and V0. Okay, so let's say there is a node and the voltage at this node is, this V0 is given at this branch, so the node voltage is this V0 only. Let's take it as a reference node. Okay, apply KCL. So at this node we have three currents. This current, that is 0.5 I0, is entering at this node, this I0 is leaving the node, and this 3 ampere is entering the node. So by KCL, Kirchhoff current law, the sum of current entering, that is 0.5 I0 plus 3 is equal to current leaving, that is I0. Okay, so I0 minus 0.5 I0 is equal to 3. I0 is equal to 6 ampere. Okay, I0 is equal to 6 ampere. Next is V0. V0 we all know by Ohm's law. I0 is entering in positive terminal, so V0 will be equal to I0 into 4 ohm, that is 6 into 4, that is 24 volt. Very simple. Okay, so next I will talk about the Kirchhoff voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law states that the sum of the algebraic sum of voltage in a particular loop is equal to 0. Is 0. Okay, that means sigma n is equal to 1 to m, Vn is equal to 0, where this m is number of branches in a loop, number of branches or number of voltages in a loop. Okay, this is the law which based on the law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of energy. Okay, this is the point you need to remember. Okay, let's see. So in other words, you can also define it like the voltage drop will be equal to the voltage rise in a particular loop. Okay, like we have a circuit like this, plus minus V, and here we have a resistance. Okay, this V1, and suppose our resistance is here minus plus V2, and a voltage source here plus minus V3. Okay, so if we have to apply KVL here. So if we travel in a loop, so the terminal which comes first will take it as a sign. So if we travel like this, so when we talk about this V voltage, the negative terminal come first, so we'll take it as a minus V. For V1 we'll take plus V1. For V2 negative terminal is here, so minus V2, and for V3 also there is a negative terminal, is equal to 0. So V1 is equal to V plus V2 plus V3. So if we enter in a negative direction, that means voltage rise. If we enter in a positive direction, that means voltage drop. So voltage rise will be equal to voltage drop. Okay. So let's take a question, small numerical on this of voltage law. Okay, we have a 12 volt voltage source here, resistance here 4 ohm, have an independent source of plus minus, the value is 2V naught, and another voltage source with polarity minus plus, it is 4 volt, and the resistance is here, it is 6 ohm, and the voltage across it is V naught. Okay, so let's apply the KVL first. Suppose we have a current in this direction, it is I. First we are going to apply KVL. Okay, so let's say here is a voltage V1. Okay, apply KVL. So we are traveling like this. Okay, so first we are at 12 volt and entering in minus terminal. So while applying KVL, and write it as minus 12 plus V1 plus 2V naught, and here minus 4 volt, and then minus V naught will be equal to 0. Okay, so जैसे जैसे हम ट्रेवल करेंगे तो जो भी टर्मिनल फर्स्ट आएगा, प्लस में एंटर होंगे तो प्लस, माइनस में एंटर होंगे तो माइनस, सिंपल. देन विल अप्लाई ओम्स लॉ. So minus 12 V1, what we can write, V1 is this voltage across 4 ohm, the current I is entering in 4 ohm at positive terminal, so we can write it as I into 4 plus 2 V naught. V naught is what? V naught is this one. Here current I is entering in 6 ohm at negative terminal, so we'll write it as 2 into V naught minus 6I. Okay, because current is entering in negative terminal. There is minus 4 and minus V naught, will again write it as minus 6I is equal to 0. Further will further simplify, minus 12 plus 4I minus 12I minus 4 plus 6I is equal to 0. Okay, so we have 4I here, 6I here, that is 10I, minus 12I, that is minus 2I. Okay, so 2I equal to minus 16 and I is equal to minus 8 ampere. So I is equal to minus 8 ampere. Our question is we have to find V naught here. So V naught is equal to what? V naught means the current entering in minus terminal, that is minus 6I. So it will be minus 6 into minus 8, that is 48 volt. Okay, तो ये आपको ध्यान देना है कि when we are traveling in a loop, we'll take, if we are entering in positive sign, we'll take positive voltage, and if we are entering in negative sign, we'll take negative voltage. Then when we are applying Ohm's law, then we again write the voltage like the voltage as IR if we are entering in, if the current entering in positive terminal, and we'll write minus IR if the current entering in negative terminal. Okay, so Next we'll discuss the series and parallel combination. Okay, let's first discuss some terminologies. We are discussing the node, branches. We are taking the name in this Kirchhoff's law. So let's define it first. What is node? So what is let's say first, what is branch? So branch is basically the elements in the circuit. If there is 5 elements in the circuit, then you can say there is 5 branches in the circuit. Like if we have a circuit like this, you can say there is a 5 branch, 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, and what is node? Node is basically the interconnection of 2 or more than 2 branches, where 2 or more than 2 branches meet, where 2 or more than 2 branches meets together. Okay, and what is loop? Very simple, it's a closed path. It's a closed path. We're starting at a particular node, going through all other node and coming back to the same node without repeating any node. Okay, okay, so let's come to the series and parallel combination, series and parallel circuit. So let's first talk about series circuit. तो हमें कैसे पता चले कि कोई सर्किट जो है वो सीरीज में है? तो the two condition we have to remember for the circuit to be in series. The first condition is that two elements, if the two elements are in series, the first condition they will satisfy that the elements will share one node exclusively. Means if there is an element having resistance R1 and the other element having resistance R2, so these elements are sharing one common node and the other terminals of the resistance are at different nodes. Okay, so first condition is, and second condition, the current should be same in both element. Current should be same in both element. Okay, so let's talk about a basic series circuit. We have a voltage V here and we have two resistance in series, that is R1 and R2, and the voltage across these resistance are V1 and V2, and we have a current I flowing in this. So applying KVL, what we will write? Minus V plus V1 plus V2 equal to 0. Okay, so in terms of current by Ohm's law, you can say V is equal to I R1 plus R2. Same current is flowing in both resistance. Okay, so we can write it like I into R equivalent, where R equivalent equal to R1 plus R2. So if we have many resistance in series, we can add them simply to find an equivalent resistance. Okay, so let's talk about the voltage division rule. We call it generally voltage division rule. Voltage division. Okay, in series circuit the current is same, but the voltage is divided into both resistance. That is, if we have a V as a source voltage, then what fraction of voltage is across R1 and what fraction of voltage is across R2. So we can write it as V1, that is voltage across R1, will be equal to source voltage into the resistance of same branch across which we have to calculate the voltage, that is R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, and for V2, that is voltage across R2, source voltage V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, so जिस ब्रांच के क्रॉस हमको वोल्टेज चाहिए उसका रेजिस्टेंस न्यूमरेटर में, दोनों का सम डिनोमिनेटर में. ये हम प्रूव कर सकते हैं. ये जो सिंपल हमने इक्वेशन लिखी है इससे ही प्रूव कर सकते हैं, सीधे हम याद रख सकते हैं ऐसे. ठीक है, सोर्स वोल्टेज का कितना परसेंटेज इसके क्रॉस गया V1 के क्रॉस और कितना परसेंटेज V2 के क्रॉस. सो दिस इज सिंपली वोल्टेज डिवीजन. ओके, ओके, so let's talk about current division, parallel circuit. So parallel circuit, the two condition must be satisfied, that the elements should share a common node. Elements should share common nodes at both terminal, like we have a resistance here, so this two resistance should share common node, like one terminal is here sharing common node and other terminal is here also sharing common node. Okay, and the second is the obvious, the voltage should be same. Voltage should be same. Okay, okay, so let's draw a parallel circuit here. We have voltage V, resistance R1 here, parallel resistance R2 here. The current from source is I, and current entering nodes are I1, I2. So in parallel circuit, current will be divided, the voltage will be same. Okay, so applying KCL on node, you can write it like incoming current is equal to I, outgoing current is equal to I1 plus I2. Okay, so I is equal to I1, we can write V by R1, and this I2 is V by R2. So I is equal to V 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Okay, so this I is equal to V to 1 by R equivalent. Okay, where R equivalent is equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So if we have parallel resistance, then the equivalent resistance will be this. Okay, so in parallel circuit there is a current division. Okay, so from current division rule, the fraction of current that is entering in R1 is I1 is equal to I into the opposite branch resistance would be in numerator, that is R2 divided by sum of resistance. Okay, in same way if we have to calculate I2, the current entering in resistance R2, then the opposite branch, that is R1, would be in numerator and sum would be in numerator. Okay, so these are the current division rule. So we can take help of this voltage division and current division rules. Okay, let's talk about a basic rule that we generally use, the source transformation. Source transformation. Source transformation is nothing but if we have a voltage source with series resistance R, we can convert it in a current source with a parallel resistance, where the value of resistance will be same, that is R, and this current will be V by R. Okay, so according to our convenience we can change it, and this is vice versa. If we have a current source I with a parallel resistance R, we can change it in voltage source with series resistance. Resistance will be same R, and the value of voltage source will be I into R. Okay, so this we can use for our convenience. Okay, so we learn the series and parallel connection. So when the two element will be in series, the condition is clear, and when the two element will be in parallel, the condition is clear. So if we have to calculate the equivalent resistance, let's take an example. For calculating the equivalent resistance, what we have to take care, let's take an example. There is a resistance. Okay, this is 1 ohm, 5 ohm, 1 ohm, this is 6 ohm, this is 12 ohm, this is 3 ohm, and this is 10 ohm. We have to calculate R equivalent at this terminal. Okay, so to calculate R equivalent at this terminal, we have to reduce from the end side. Okay, तो अगर हमें यहाँ चाहिए आर इक्विवेलेंट तो हमको लास्ट से रिड्यूस करना पड़ेगा, तो हम मिसलीड नहीं होंगे. अगर हम स्टार्टिंग से चालू करते हैं, आपको लगता है कई बार कि 10 ओम और 3 ओम सीरीज में, तो इट इज़ नॉट इन सीरीज, क्योंकि सेटिस्फाई भी नहीं करेंगे. कॉमन नोड तो शेयर कर रहे हैं, पहला कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो रही है, बट इफ़ वी वो करंट इन दिस 10 ohm, तो that current will divide here, and the current in 10 ohm and 3 ohm will not be same. Okay, so this 10 and 3 is not in series, so we'll reduce it at the back end. So at the back end, this 5 and 1 is in series, so the equivalent resistance here will be 5 plus 1, that is 6. Okay, let's try it. Let's remove it here. Okay, remove this. Oh, sorry. Let's draw it again. Okay. So here we have now 6 ohm. Now this 6 ohm and this 12 ohm, okay, they are sharing common node here and they are sharing common node here. And the second terminal of 12 is here and the second terminal of 6 is also here, and this total is at same node because of the short circuit. So this 6 and this 12 will be in parallel. So we'll take a parallel combination like 12 into 6 by 12 plus 6, that is 18, and it will be 4 ohm. Okay, so what will be the circuit now? 10, 3, this 1, and this is 6, and now we have a 4 ohm here. Okay, now this 1 and 4 is in series, and then the 1 plus 4, that is 5, and this 6 will be in parallel, and this 3 will also be in parallel, and then this 10 will be in सीरीज. तो इस तरह से हमें स्टेप बाय स्टेप इसको रिड्यूस करना है. ओके, इसको हम स्टेप बाय स्टेप रिड्यूस करेंगे. बट कुछ सर्किट्स ऐसे होते हैं, जैसे सपोज हमारे पास एक सर्किट इस तरह का अगर है, से है, तो इस तरह के सर्किट्स में फिर आपको कुछ भी वैल्यूज हैं, सबकी आर वैल्यूज हैं, तो ऐसे सर्किट में आपको समझ नहीं आता कि किधर से रिड्यूस करें, कहीं से भी सीरीज पैरेलल कुछ भी समझ नहीं आता. ठीक है, तो ऐसे सर्किट्स को फिर सॉल्व करने के लिए, इक्विवेलेंट आर फाइंड करने के लिए हम स्टार डेल्टा और डेल्टा टू स्टार कन्वर्जन करते हैं. ओके, मैं सीधे फॉर्मूला लिख देता हूँ और डेरिवेशन में नहीं जाते हैं. डेल्टा टू स्टार, स्टार डेल्टा की कन्वर्जन अगर आपको ज़रूरत है तो मैं अलग से सेपरेट वीडियो बना सकता हूँ. सो इफ़ वी आर कन्वर्टिंग डेल्टा into star, it is suppose we have RA, RB, RC in delta, we have to convert it in star. Voltage resistance R1, R2 and R3. You can draw it here also. Okay, R1, R2, R3. So the value of we are simply writing the values. Value of R1 will be equal to, so we are if we are converting delta to star, means denominator will be same, and what is the denominator? The sum of all delta branches, that is RA plus RB plus RC. And what will be the numerator? Numerator will be, if we are calculating this branch, that is R1, then the multiplication of adjacent branch, that is RA and RB, will be in numerator, RA, RB. Okay, so when we are calculating R2, that is this branch, so denominator will be same, that is sum of all delta branches, RA plus RB plus RC, and the numerator will be product of adjacent branch, that is RA and RC, RA and RC. For R3 is here, numerator will be adjacent branch, multiplication of adjacent branch, RB and RC, RB, RC. Denominator will be same, RA plus RB plus RC. Okay, or if we are converting star into delta, means we have R1, R2, R3 here, we are converting into delta with a value, let's say R A, R B, R C. So here in star to delta, the numerator will be same. So value of R A will be equal to, numerator will be same, and it will be the product of sum of star branches, like R1 R2 plus R2 R3 plus R3 R1 divided by, and denominator will be the opposite branch. So if we are writing this RA means, if we will draw delta, this will be the RA. Okay, so opposite branch is this R3, so denominator will be opposite branch, that is R3. Okay, in the same way for RB, numerator will be same, that is the sum of product, and what will be the denominator? RB is here, means RB is this one, so the opposite branch, that is R1 will be in denominator. Okay, for the same way RC, numerator will be same, that is this sum of product, and the denominator will be RC is here, opposite branch is this R2. Okay, सो आपको तरीका पता होना चाहिए कैसे हम डेल्टा टू स्टार और स्टार टू डेल्टा चेंज करेंगे. फॉर्मूला ध्यान याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. फॉर्मूले में आप कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं, कौन सा R1 R2 R3 है, क्या RA RB RC. ओके, सो मेथड तरीका याद रखेंगे कैसे हम डेल्टा टू स्टार, स्टार टू डेल्टा चेंज करें. इसका क्या हेल्प होता है, जैसे पिछले सर्किट की बात कर रहे थे, ऐसे सर्किट्स में फिर क्या करेंगे, आपको डेल्टा देखना है. डेल्टा मतलब एक क्लोज पाथ हो और 3 ब्रांचेस हो. जैसे ये आपका एक डेल्टा बन रहा है, ये भी आपका एक डेल्टा बन रहा है, 3 ब्रांच है. स्टार कहाँ बनेगा, कहीं स्टार बन रहा हो. ठीक है, तो इस तरह सर्किट में देखेंगे कि जब भी स्टार बन रहा है, डेल्टा बन रहे हैं, तो किसी भी एक डेल्टा को स्टार में कन्वर्ट करिए, या फिर किसी भी एक स्टार को डेल्टा में कन्वर्ट करेंगे, तो फिर हमारा आगे सर्किट इजी हो जाएगा. ओके, तो उसको हम, अगर आप डेरिवेशन के लिए बोलेंगे तो हम उसको नेक्स्ट लेक्चर, एक सेपरेट लेक्चर में डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम डिस्कस करेंगे सम बेसिक सॉल्विंग मेथड्स, दैट इज नोडल एनालिसिस एंड mesh analysis. Then we'll discuss the network theorems. Okay, thank you.